comics. Yeah. When you hold the microphone, don't touch the ice cream. Only hold the cone. Because when you do, no one can fucking understand you. And like all the veteran comics clapped for a minute, and I sit down, and Crawford's like, "You're doing the Lord's work."
Oh, the Lord.
Let's see.
Yes.
Strangely enough, it might not be coming up on there. But
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Ooh, why?
I don't know. Let's see.
Did you hear about Chester Bennington from fucking Lincoln Park?
Yeah, he fucking hung himself or something this morning?
I don't know.
And then OJ got paroled.
Did he?
Yeah, he got
I
paroled.
read an article yesterday about how they weren't sure if he was going to get a parole date because he got caught jerking off in his cell.
He also got caught stealing a cookie from the commissary too.
Ooh,
it's like, so yeah.
OJ.
And Adam was telling me that because he's been to jail, that when you get caught with like anything contrabandy, like that, it's the same level as if you had like a shiv in your fucking in your cell. They treat it like the same, like you're just as fucked. Which is oh. Yeah.
Oh shit. Do they always have an ad?
Yeah, pretty much. I think you have to do like Twitch Prime or something like that if you don't want the ads and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like $5 a month or something.
Okay.
But if you spend a lot of time on there, it works out just fine. So with the volume down, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Ooh, why is it weird? Because you can't hear the ad?
Yeah, exactly. And
oh, shit, I'm on the internet.
We're on the internet. Hello,
is there
internet.
A delay?
Yeah.
Oh, there is a delay. That's fun. How long is the delay?
I think it's about like 20 seconds or something like that.
Really?
Okay.
Wow.
So, I'm trying to get this thing down here, so see what happens.
Oh, my bad. I don't know what just happened.
All right. So now the trick is to ignore whatever the hell is going on over there.
I thought we were supposed to pay attention in case people comment.
Yeah. No, I mean, just because with the camera and everything.
Yeah.
After a while, this is going to be the first time that we do this, so occasionally, hey, what's up, everybody?
Hello, the internets.
Hello, internets.
Ooh, welcome to the video part of the internet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is taking the disjointed podcast, adding a video element to it, man. So it's something people have, like, a couple of folks, like my cousin suggested this to me a while back. He's like, why don't you just give this a shot, man, see what it's like. So I'm like, all right, I'll do it. And so now we finally got it down. I got a little web camera here. If the audio is a little wonky, I apologize for that. We're still trying to work all the bugs out. And now I'm turning my phone off.
Oh, fuck.
Just that way.
It's one of those things.
I can't promise I'm going to turn my phone off. I'm looking for an apartment right now. Like, I still have to deal with the real world. It's silent. Like, my phone's not going to make any noise.
That's what I forgot to do, yeah.
Right, it's one of those things at some point I'm going to have to invest in a mixer. And so I get all the stuff down there. So I got to get like extension cords and stuff like that for the camera. I bought at least easily 4 cords that weren't the one that I needed.
Fucking
I
hate
finally
when
got the
happens,
one, and I was like, all right. And I said no more. I spent $80 on cords, man.
For a $40 camera.
For a $40 camera, when I only needed was a $12 cord, and I'm like, that's.
Did you return the other $70?
Nah, I figure I might use it at some point, so I'm like a...
That's a weird investment, man.
Yeah, I know. Well, look at, like, you can't see the drawer and stuff that I have here, but there's just various cables and CDs that I think I might listen to.
You still have CDs?
So I'm packing up my shit so I can move or whatever, and I stumbled across a box with CDs from, like, the early 2000s and the late 90s and shit.
Oh, damn.
Like, I found these CDs. I remember, like, it was probably about 99 or 2000. Me and a couple of my friends pitched in and bought our first CD burner.
Ooh, yeah, that dude, you were like, yeah.
And it was like an old school VCR. Like, you would put the original CD in one side, and then you could burn it on the other side, and then you could, like, just keep making burns or whatever once it was in there.
Yeah.
And then we made, like, probably, like, the first weekend we got it, we made, like, 12 greatest hits discs, if you will.
Yeah.
And I found like 3 of them the other day, and I went to play it in my car, and it's such an old burned style disc that my car doesn't even recognize it as having data. I was like, oh, it's not even scratched, it's just outdated.
I hate when that happens.
They're like, hey, would you like maybe transfer it to tape or something? Or we could play a tape for you. Was that her?
Something. Ooh, but like related to like Chester Bennington killing himself, I found 2 Linkin Park CDs in that collection.
Which
That's
one?
weird. I knew a guy.
One of them was Hybrid Theory.
Okay.
And the other one was the live one they did with Jay-Z.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
I liked that one. You didn't have to be like,
Linkin Park was one of those bands that had they not been played on the radio every other song back in Arizona, I probably would have actually enjoyed them. You know, like there's certain bands like in the 90s they did this. Like Hootie and the Blowfish, everybody loved that band when it first came out, but then after a month of it, because that's all you fucking heard.
I don't want to be with you.
And then everybody like, this band sucks. Matchbox 20. Everybody loved that band when it first came out, but like a month later, like
ooh, I couldn't tell you a Matchbox 20 song.
Oh, I could. That was like a soundtrack for this one horrid relationship I had when I was in my early 20s.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah, it was bad. But no, because they played every fucking song on that album over and over and over again to the point where everybody was sick of it. So now they're like, fuck that band. Like Linkin Park was almost in that kind of area too. But I thought they were about to do another tour or something like that, man. That's a real bummer.
I mean, I don't really care, honestly.
Wasn't he also doing? He was also the front man for like STP.
Oh, that was Scott Weiland.
No. Like,
Oh, wait,
but they fired him and then hired him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was fronting one of them grunge bands.
But it wasn't for very long. It was just recently too. Like I think for maybe like a tour he covered for him.
Somebody needs to investigate that band.
Yeah, like apparently being the lead singer of STP is bad for your fucking health.
Yeah, so is
Rest
being
in
the
peace,
lead
man.
singer of Soundgarden
Yeah.
and the lead singer of Alice in Chains. You know what I mean?
Lane Staley, holy shit, that guy was on so much heroin.
Yeah.
Fuck. Do you know why he
The
wore
supply
gloves?
went up actually after
Yeah.
that guy died. Didn't realize
The reason why he wore gloves during his unplugged thing is because he shot up through his hands.
Oh.
He shot up through his hands, and also the last record that they were gonna make, they wanted him on it so badly that in his face, his teeth were all fucked up from doing all kinds of heroin and stuff. That they paid for his dentures and they paid for like all kinds of other shit just to get him in the studio.
Wow.
That's a horror thing, man. Like, I don't know what it is about freaking heroin and music, but like it makes great music, but it kills every artist that it gets a hold of. It's really freaking sad.
And Brad Gall's got a great joke about how like cocaine must be a shitty drug because only one song is made after it, and that
Right,
song,
it's an Eric Clapton song,
and it's
of all
called
names.
Cocaine. So it's like where like heroin's got how many fucking songs about
Track
it?
after track
After track, yeah.
Like, people really dig that stuff, man. Man, that's just the thing is really kind of fucked up too. Is that when I heard about that, the first thing I did is I went to Snopes.com or something like that to figure out. I'm like, is this a hoax? Because I don't know why the internet think it's great to like, hey, let's do a celebrity death hoax, man, and let's see what let's freak everybody out. You know, maybe it is. I mean, I wasn't a big fan of Linkin Park and stuff. The only reason, like my friend Michael went to high school with that dude.
Chester?
Yeah, Chester Bennington and
No
stuff.
shit.
So yeah, it was like he knew him when he was just in little high school bands and shit like that. And I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a bummer for him. So I'm sad for my friend Michael, but there's somebody who their whole life depended on that particular artist. You know, like somebody who like there was some teenager that listened to Linkin Park and it was like, these guys know exactly what I'm feeling. And then,
yeah.
You know, and then,
Yeah.
then they're like, oh, or pick an artist, man. Like, what was it?
Korn's another one.
There was a Kid Rock death hoax earlier, like I think about a week ago.
You know where that fucker's running for Senate?
Yeah, I know. That's I think it's funny.
Dude, it's fascinating. I'm waiting for Ted Nugent to run for something.
I'm surprised that he hadn't, man. Like, well, this is the weird thing is like, listen, I come from a small town out in the desert in California, so the white trash roots is really strong in me. And I actually enjoy Kid Rock's music. I went and saw that guy in concert, and I think he fucking rocks.
Dude, I saw Kid Rock and Limp Bizkit like at the pre-height of their popularity, like right when they were like breaking or whatever.
Right. He puts on a good show. Like,
He does?
Yeah, I liked it, but I don't agree with the politics. But
Oh,
the
fuck
thing is,
no.
I was like, in the music, I actually kind of like the whole freaking trashy vibe of it. But yeah,
What are his
everybody's like,
politics? I don't know anything about Kid Rock other than he's from
Mark
Detroit
Zuckerberg.
and he used to be a rapper. Now he does country.
Yeah, rap country. I think he takes that southern rock and then he mixes it.
Oh,
with
when he
hip-hop or
when he
something.
redid like Sweet Home Alabama with like
He rhymed the same words. It was amazing.
oh god, it was so bad.
He used to be a legitimate MC though. Like, did you ever know Kid Rock like pre-Ba with the Ba?
No.
Like, he was a fucking rapper, man. Him and Eminem used to rap. Like,
Well, he's got a hell of a story as far as like he was like working like as a janitor at the fucking studio that he's working at, and he would just trade time for like working a shift or whatever. He'd like, I'll work the shift if you give me like an hour of studio time, and then he'd make his tracks, and then him and Uncle Cracker
Right.
would get in their car and drive all the way to fucking New York City and try and pitch it to whoever the fuck wanted to hear it, and they were just doing that back and forth. It's
Yeah, actually, he was one. I remember Howard Stern. I remember on this one when he was still on like terrestrial radio. He was talking about, everybody keeps sending me like different types of porn and music and stuff for me to listen to. There's only one person that he's like that I ever bothered to listen to and I ever played on the radio is because he took a soundbite of one of the shows and then just made a whole song out of it, and that guy was Kid Rock.
Huh?
Yeah. So
No shit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I appreciate his hustle.
No, that he's got the hustle. I mean, he's right up there with Eminem as far as like that story that like how. That's the reason why I like Eminem is because of like how he became who he was.
Yeah.
How close to bottom he really was before he got signed.
Who, Eminem?
Yeah, it's fucking nuts,
It
dude.
kind of gives me a little bit of hope, really.
Yeah.
HBO has a series called The Defiant Ones that just came out.
Yeah.
And like bootleg that somehow if you don't have HBO, like
Yeah.
get James to pirate it or whatever.
You heard it here first, folks.
But it like there's because it's about Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
And while they're talking to Eminem about how Eminem gets signed, he goes, "Yeah, man, the night before I got signed, I had to break into my old trailer house because I got evicted the day before. I didn't have any place to sleep."
Damn.
I was like, "What?
Yeah.
That is nuts."
How he
Crazy.
goes, he visits, he starts writing My Name Is, and then like Dre's like, I want this dude, but they couldn't sign him immediately. Dre wanted to though.
Oh yeah, Dre called his people, was like, "I want to sign him today," and they're like, "Dude, it takes like 3 weeks." You know, and he goes, "Today."
Yeah. And so he goes back to Detroit and he just feels like, well, fuck, it didn't work. I guess I gotta get a job at a factory or some shit.
Right.
That's what he was thinking. So,
And 9 Mile never happened, or was it 8 Mile?
8 Mile.
Yeah, and that really, really kind of sad, depressing sex scene with Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I took away from that. I'm like, that was the saddest fucking like sex scene I'd ever seen, just because it was so devoid of any.
I like the ending only because he gets shit on the whole movie by this pack of assholes, and then at the end he basically says, "I'm a piece of shit," yada yada yada, like steals this dude's fucking thunder like all of it, and then looks at him, trashes him for being just some fucking phony baloney, fucking rich kid fuck, and just drops the mic on him. He can't handle it. He walks off. He's done.
Yeah.
Like that's how
It's
treats
basically the battle rap equivalent to the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
It's already
Yeah.
yo.
Yeah.
Gets ready for it.
That last scene was what was his crane kick? What do you?
Right.
There was something that actually I wanted to talk to you guys about as far as like rap battles and all that other stuff goes. As far as it relates to the comedy scene, I was listening to Anthony Armstrong when he was on the show last week, and he said something that was kind of interesting, where something to the effect, and if I've misquoted, you guys go back and listen to it, that there's comics and then there's a lot of folks that really they enjoy comedy, but they enjoy the social aspect
Yeah.
of
Sure.
comedy more than they do actual comedy,
Yeah.
And I found he said that, and I think I saw a little bit of that at a few of the mics last week, the few that I go to, and it was one of those things where I know that the thing that I don't like about myself is the thing I can't stand about that other guy,
Oh, I'm
So I-
super guilty of it. If I'm not hosting a mic, and I know that I'm like not up in like the next two comics,
Yeah.
I could be anywhere. I could be in the parking lot getting high. I could be at the back of the bar talking to my friends. Like I'm not, more often than not, I'm not paying attention to what's going on.
Right. Well, for me, I was thinking, I'm like, am I going just to hang out with my friends? Because I love hanging out with you guys. That's why I wanted you guys on the first the live
Word.
show that we did. But like, okay, do I have to keep mindful of the fact that I'm like, am I really working on stuff here, or am I just going to hang out? Because I've seen a lot of comics, and they'll talk about how many mics they hit, but I don't see the progression as much as what they're doing. So I'm like,
Ooh, and that's a fun conversation I've had with a couple of comics. Keep going. We'll come back to it.
So it's and I'm not like it's real easy for me to want to like shit on that. I'm like, oh, well, they're not improving. Well, am I saying that because I'm pissed that I'm not going out nearly as much as they are? But I got other things that I'm doing and stuff. I actually am married. I have you have a relationship and stuff like that. There's things that you need to make time for, and like you could be all in about comedy and stuff, just don't expect to keep your significant other around for a while,
Unless she's into it too.
Oh yeah, but still, even then, it's like for me, I'm like, I can't take advantage or take that for granted. I still gotta, you know what I mean?
Which is why I think a lot of relationships in this scene are very incestuous, where as far as like you're dating each other and all that. Oh yeah. Because it's hard to like date someone who doesn't know what this is and explain it to them.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's
yeah.
one of the things I'm blessed with. My girlfriend is like, she met me at an open mic.
Yeah.
Like, she gets what's going on.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm losing my original point. But yeah, I'm kind of wondering, like, am I just being, like, shitting on them because, like, I go to so many mics and you don't? Am I feeling defensive about that? Which I might be. But doesn't change the fact that I'm like, I don't personally see, like, a lot of the improvement that's going on. Like, the danger of just performing for your friends or in the same part of town. Like, the times, like, it's not like I've grown by leaps and bounds over the past couple of years. I've grown, but the ones that made me get better was, like, the Silverthorne show. That made me get better. The Grand Junction show made me get better. The going up to Fort Collins made me get better. The one at the Dab Lounge in Colorado Springs. Like, when I got out of that comfort zone, and for people who didn't know me, and like, that's when I felt like, okay, this is, I know I felt like because I was out of town, I was trying harder, but that whole, I don't know, that was the way I pushed me. But how do you guys feel about the?
I get what you're saying, because there was about a solid year and a half where I fucking didn't even want to go out anymore, especially like in the city. I mean, because it was just like there was this huge influx of new people, and it was all kind of comedy. I wasn't really like, I was like, okay about, like, I was like, all right, that's what you want to do.
Safe space comedy.
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Like the rise of that happened, and I was like, I don't, and it's just. I enjoy going to these mics and hanging out, and I'm not gonna hold your hand and fake being be in the audience and be like, yay, like everyone has to. No, that's not the way I was. Dude, sometimes you would just go outside,
right?
Shoot the shit. I mean, it's not like you're an asshole. I mean, it's your job to draw us in, not mine.
I have spent way more time on South Broadway than I have inside the Three Kings.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying though. Like, you don't to guilt people into staying is shitty in my opinion, because it's like. You're basically telling me that I have to. It's like I'm not your parent, and this isn't fucking your recital. Okay,
yeah.
It's a fucking open mic where you're trying to work shit out. And if I want to watch you, I'm gonna watch you. Or if you ask me to watch you, I'll watch you. But if you're just expecting me just to fucking be like, yay, oh yeah, good job, here's an orange, go fuck yourself. Like, that's no. But like, so I didn't want to go out anymore really that much because I was just getting sick of it. And then I stopped going, and then I realized, well, I got to do something. That's why I started going to Fort Collins. Fort Collins, it was like going back in time for me. It's like back to when I was going to Portland, Maine all the time.
Oh yeah.
So I love Portland, Maine. I love that fucking city to death. But that's the farthest biggest city from where I was living at the time. Like, there's Boston, there's Manchester, and it was Portland. Those are the three cities I would hit. Portland was an hour and a half away with 2 toll booths.
Wow.
Where Manchester's like an hour, Boston's like maybe about an hour 15, but there's some tolls you got to pay, and it's a city or whatever.
Yeah. But
I would go to Portland. I would skip out on New Hampshire and Boston shit and go to Portland, Maine. Because I like going there because it was like all my friends were there, felt comfortable there. It was just, you just did your job. It was just be funny, have fun.
I love it.
Yeah,
and that's what it's got to be. And that's why I like Fort Collins a lot, because that's what they do. There's probably drama and politics and all that horse shit up there, obviously, like there is here and everywhere, every goddamn scene in the fucking planet. But I felt like I wasn't in that, but yet I was involved. Like, everyone knew me and everyone liked me, and I liked them too. But I wasn't into the
right.
muck,
you were just like a friendly bystander instead of like a participant.
Yeah, and it allowed me to get better because I wasn't sucked into that horse shit. And then I got better, and then I was going to other mics that I used to go to all the time, like your Lions Layers and shit like that. And they'd be like, "Man, you should get out more." It's like, well, that's funny. I went to Fort Collins 3 times this week, and I went to the Springs.
Yeah.
Just
right.
Like
my friend, one of the first like comedy friend that I ever I really made, and he would take offense to the fact that I would call him a friend. It was Justin Dam. He was I don't know if you guys he was out here for like a couple of days, like a while back, but either way, he's like I'd ask him. I think I asked him once, like what he thought about a set or a new joke. He's like, I like talking to you so much, Dave, that I don't want to ever have to lie to you. That's why I've never watched your set.
Fair.
I'm like, fair enough.
That is such an asshole thing to say, but funny
totally.
as hell.
But it was true. So it's a lot of times I'm like, if you want me to watch, I mean, if you're like, you guys need to sit there and support the comics, I'm like, all right, but if you're not funny, I'm not going to fucking...
Yeah, I'm not going to
laugh
fake
or-
this shit for you.
If you've been working on the same bit for the past year and it's the same premise and you have not done shit to change it, then I'm like, why are you wasting my time? I could be outside doing something else. Sounds shitty, I know, but that's like, it's like we were talking about. You gotta freaking earn it, because like if you keep holding everybody's hands, you start seeing what But this is what I thought I saw at a mic last week, where people who are used to performing in the same part of town, they suddenly got out to your mic in Aurora, and suddenly not everybody was there to see comedy. That was the job, to try to get those folks and get the attention and everything. And some people did a better job than others, but then, saw more than one person just kind of give up before they even went up on stage. That was just my opinion. And granted, I went up later on that mic because I knew of the stuff that I wanted to talk about that was the first time talking about a lot of that shit. So I'm like, let me go up late, So I know that I'm full of shit talking about this, but yeah, it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, if I'm really gonna get better, man, this is one of those traps I'm gonna have to avoid, and that's one of those things I saw that night, and I'm like, oh shit,
You gotta get out, man.
Yeah. I like to refer to it as mic rat mentality. It's like the same thing as a gym rat. I'm serious. There's probably a core of about, let's say, 50 comics, okay?
Okay.
And it's like their entire mission in life to hit like a minimum of 12 to 15 mics a week.
Yeah.
But at like probably, let's say, 10 of these 15 mics, it's just these same comics performing to these same comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I don't think anyone gets better in those circumstances.
No, because
you know what I mean?
You're eating your own fucking tail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's good to like pop in every now and then and like show them like what's going on in like other universes or whatever.
Yeah.
But like as soon as they stray out of that loop, that's where it gets complicated for them. Like God, part of me wants to just drop names and part of me doesn't because like it's not my show.
Yeah.
Well,
there's certain comics that you can tell are gonna be fine.
Yeah.
Stafford.
Yeah.
Stafford crushed it with that Rob Cobb bit.
Oh yeah, and that was it. Was like if you read that joke, guys, it would not seem funny at all.
Oh
but
no,
he made that funny. It started out not being funny, then it got really funny,
like
which I thought
stupid
was great.
I think Grayson's another one that's the same thing. I think I find him hilarious.
Grayson normally is pretty funny, but Grayson, like, you could tell that night that it just like.
Yeah, that particular
Hit
mic
the
for some reason
brakes.
hasn't been super great for it. Not as funny as I know Grayson is. I that wasn't the one that I saw at the last two mics that I had seen.
But like you can tell that a lot of these comics are used to be like, and I'm hella guilty of this, because like basically I do my mic because I get paid to be there, and then I do Devon's. But like any given night that I go to Devon's, I know that if I want to, I can do 10 minutes. And then I know if I stick around, I'm going to get to play the game later. So for me, it's like the equivalent to hitting 3 regular mics in one shot. You know what I mean?
But there's too much emphasis on being out. I mean, I get it. Like, you got to practice. But there's a point where you can burn the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it just is. I mean, like, and also, like, there's some people in the scene, and I'm not going to name names either, but, like, they don't really have any financial issues.
Yeah.
So they can just go at this fucking full board, not to worry about a job, not to worry how am I going to pay rent, not worried about shit like that. Like if they got kids or if they're married, like, and I'm not saying that there should be a thing for them, but at the same time, don't look down on them because they've got to fucking live. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you were having your fucking apartment paid for by your parents and you don't have to have a fucking job, they give you like a stipend. Then yeah, you're gonna have all the fucking time in the world to do whatever the fuck you want. But if people like us, well, you got kids, but we don't. But you have kids, but we all three of us have like jobs that take up a lot of fucking time. Where we need these jobs to, I don't know, have a roof over my fucking head.
Right.
Like I'm not at the point now where I want to live in my goddamn car just because I want to hit a mic or two more. No, I'm not. Fuck that. Yeah. Like I'd rather have a fucking place where I could take a shit in the shower.
Right.
But
you walk around in your underwear like a man.
Yeah, fucking scratch your balls and play fucking Grand Theft Auto. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
I miss it so much.
I bet. Yeah. Shit.
When this is done, I was gonna fire up GTA.
Oh, interesting. But yeah, I mean, it's just I feel like it's the other way than it should. I mean, they like you need to go out more. It's like, well, fuck you. Like I go out when I can.
What I decided is I don't have to prove myself to any of them.
Oh yeah, no, true. I get that, but it's like
you need to get out more. Be as funny as I am.
Yeah. Well,
as soon as you're funnier than I am, I'll start going out more.
Yeah, no, but it's like
as a matter of fact, you're my canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
When I realize that you're funny, oh fuck, I gotta get out there. It was another thing I was thinking about as far as like since we're talking about stand up and stuff, as far as like joke writing. This is something I hear a lot, and like, man, I don't have time for this shit, man. I got to write jokes. Are you even writing jokes? You writing any new jokes? It is important. But I will say, like, if all you're doing is writing new jokes and you're not actually working on that stuff, because some of the shit that, like, I know that, like, that I started from, like, let's say a year ago, and it's evolved, and sometimes you have to, you know, they're not done growing yet, you know, rather than going like, oh, rather than work on this one joke that I have. And I know this is contradictory to what I was saying before about using the same shit over and over and over again. Yeah. But I would say, like, if you're not changing and trying to grow it, you know, like at some point, like if I get stagnant, if I don't think that any of the jokes that I have are growing anymore, then yeah, I bring in some other new things that I work on.
Bank it.
And I do that, and then I'll wait for like maybe a couple months, and then I'll go back to that stuff again and start working on it again. But it's like, oh, look at all these new jokes that I wrote. Look at all these pages and pages and pages. I'm like, what have you actually worked on, though? You know, you've created a bunch of new stuff. That's great, but it's, to me, for my own creative style, it feels like throwing spaghetti at the wall and just seeing what sticks isn't necessarily the best thing for me. But that's not.
Well, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
Well, then whatever sticks, I figure out how to make it better. You know, shit like that. And then, you know, if it's got legs, great. If it doesn't, then whatever. I mean, there's a few jokes that I've told that I wish I could tell forever, but you can't because they're timed. They have a shelf life. Like, I have a Peyton Manning joke about losing the Baltimore Ravens in 2012, but who the fuck wants to hear that? It's 27. It's 5 years ago. You know.
That's why I try not to do topical humor.
But it was just right there. I had to take
No, I get it. I get it.
You ever think of like a really good joke or something that would have happened like years and years ago? I was seeing an interview with Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And I was remember that the whole thing when he got caught sending that dick pic.
Yeah.
And I'm like, the best sketch, if he wanted to get ahead of that and get out of it, he should have gone on like Saturday Night Live or something like that and held a press conference and then have like every male reporter in there and be like, so what made you feel that it was okay to send a picture of your dick? Like, being the first man to ever do this. And all the guys are like, yeah, absolutely. Like all the guys in there are like, no, we've never done this before.
Never.
That's that. I'm like, oh, that would have been great. I'm like, that's only, 6 years too late? What the fuck? I don't know where my brain was going, but it was on fire from 6 years ago.
Have you ever sent an unsolicited one?
Nope.
Have you?
Not that I recall.
No,
girl, I've asked every now and then. Jenny's like, "Show me a picture of your dick."
Well, yeah, that's why I said unsolicited, because I've sent a couple that were like, they asked me for them, and I was like, all right.
I've only been asked for like 3. I think I've only sent like 3.
I think I've only sent 2. Same person though. It is a long time ago too. Long time ago. But like, it's not a thing I do because it's like my dick in my in my phone.
Many dick pics.
No, but like I'll have my.
I have. Remember when camera phones first came out?
Yeah.
I have sent so many pictures of turds and toilets.
Oh yeah, my brother sent me one that said "thinking of you," and I scroll down and it's just a toilet bowl full of piss and shit.
Oh, dude, me and a buddy of mine at the time, we were both couriers, but for different companies.
Yeah.
Every time we stumbled onto a random turd, we would like just take a picture and send it. Take a picture and send it. Take a picture and send it.
Yeah.
So, like, on any given week, I could wind up sending or receiving upwards of 8 to 10 just pictures of poop. Thank God it was before the NSA was, like, really checking stuff, you know what I mean? Just imagine being on that fucking list.
Yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't want any part of it. That would be awful. But then again,
you get like letters from the FBI. I'm like, you're taking up too much bandwidth with your shit, literally.
These aren't even my turds. It's the turds of the people.
When I used to work for the Navy, we had our own email, right? Obviously. And we didn't realize that they kept track of this shit because me and my friend Mark were sending emails back and forth, just smashing each other. And I was like, you like to lick rusty ring donuts. He called me a mattress-backed piece of shit. Stuff like he's like, you blow people for wooden nickels. Like, we're saying shit like that. And then one of the guys that worked with us, this old-timer, is like, what are you fucking two morons doing? And I'm like, what? It's hilarious. And like, you know they keep all this shit in archive, right? You guys getting some deep shit. I'm like, I'm not sending it to random. It's just me and him. And Mark just goes, hey, what's going on? What's wrong? And yeah, we had to stop. But it was fun. It was fun. It was a good solid 2 days.
Oh, you know when I gave up on email? Someone sent me 2 Girls, 1 Cup before it became, like, hugely popular.
I've never seen it. Don't worry.
Oh, I don't blame you. Like, because of that, I was able to just forego Human Centipede. I just didn't bother.
Yeah.
I got shown that by my ex's stepfather-in-law. I were living with him at the time. The stepfather-in-law and the mother were living with her, right? So I come home from work, and the computer room was like right in the foyer. Like as soon as you walk in, the first place you walk through, in the house. And he's like, "You gotta come see this." Waves me over, and I was like, "And we are not cool like this whatsoever."
Mm-hmm.
And which is why this is extremely weird. And I'm like, "All right." So he shows me the video. He hits play, and it's these two Brazilian. And it starts out two Brazilian chicks, making out or whatever. And then the one chick grabs the other chick's ass and just spreads it wide open, and then just starts shitting. And I'm like, dude, I just went, done, tapping the fuck out. He's laughing, but like kept on watching it. And I left, and I could hear it being played because it's a terrible fucking porn music in the background.
Right.
And I'm just like,
This
dude,
music is horrible. Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude, it's so bad.
Massive amounts of feces that are getting thrown into this girl's face.
And I told
Like right that minute, I knew I could never trust the internet again.
yeah.
Oh, damn, new technology. You guys want to take a quick smoke break?
We can.
We can?
Yeah, totally. All right, guys, we'll be back in just a few moments.
Word up.
Still has the string here.
Still has a stream here.